Hi survivors, it's me Represent reporting to you. Hope you guys are doing well. What's going on in this world is not. I always want to briefly talk on the subject because I've been a victim of a lot of devastating floods being here from Texas, right here in this state. Y'all, flooding ain't nothing to play with. If you never been in a flood, you never want to be in a flood. And these floods over here in Nova Scotia, they wrestling with the aftermath of devastating floods. You could lose everything in a flood real quick, real fast, in a hurry, and stuff get real nasty. Grid go down and all that. Um, Man, we see so much going on around us, man. It's really scary. We have to stay prayerful. It says Canada's East Coast province of Nova Scotia began cleaning up on Sunday after torrential rainfall caused devastating floods, while the search continued for 4 people, including 2 children who went missing during the deluge. And our hearts and prayers go out to them. I hope they find their children. The storm, which started on Friday in some places, dumped more than 25 centimeters, 10 inches in just 24 hours, as much as normally falls in 3 months. CBC meteorologist Ryan Snowden said it was the most rain to hit the provincial capital, Halifax, since Hurricane Bet in 1971. So we're seeing record-breaking historical weather-related events. Historical floods hit all these areas. The floods washed away roads. They really do. Swamped buildings and damaged bridges and the Canadian National Railway track, used to assess Canada's 4th largest port. So if it hit the port, so y'all can only imagine they'll have a severe supply chain over there. And over here, Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston described the damage as unimaginable and said the cost would likely be in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Nova Scotia declared a province-wide state of emergency late on Saturday night that will last until August 5th. 2 children are still missing near Halifax after the car they were in was submerged. That's another thing, y'all. If it's flooding your area, don't be driving them cars. That's how people instantly lose their life. It happens here in Houston all the time. They say, turn around, don't drown. Meaning if you see a big body of water, during a rain event, flooding or whatever, do not try to drive through that. You can lose your life like that. In another incident, a man and a youth were missing after their car drove into deep water. Royal Canadian and Mounted Police, RCMP, on Sunday said police divers had located an empty pickup truck in a flooded field in the West Hants area near Halifax in an underwater search and believed it was the vehicle in which the 2 children were traveling. Search efforts continue in the same area for the other vehicle, and all 4 people. Crews used industrial pumping equipment to try and lower the water level in the search area. There's zero visibility in that field. Our dive team located the truck by field, said Corporal Gulami Dremblay, public information officer with the RCMP. At a press conference on Sunday afternoon, Houston urged people to stay away from the search area given the treacherous conditions. Across the province, 19 bridges were damaged. People not going to be able to cross those bridges. Another 6 were completely destroyed and many roads remain closed. Up to 600 people were still under evacuation orders. Water levels are still high in many impacted areas, but they were starting to recede. The main risk at this point are our transportation challenges. Houston said it's incredible to see the force of the water and the impact it's had. That's my point exactly. That water ain't nothing to play with. And that water get nasty real quick. I'm talking about waterborne diseases instantly. And this is why it's important for us to prep and store a lot of water. And it just pray, stay out the way. Yeah, all kinds of stuff is unfolding around us. I don't know if people paying attention to this. Wherever area you're in, you might want to just hunker down in that area and watch the weather. Go to Weatherman Plus, watch the weather. Weatherman Plus, he tells us this stuff that's going to happen before, like weeks before it even happens. And it's important. Just like y'all, a lot of people be following the news and what's going on out here on YouTube and what we talking about, y'all be following that weather. The weather's serious and it's severe. And this seems like these days it's like a major weapon. Allegedly. But that's what's really going on. They say water levels are still high in many impacted places, but they're starting to recede. The main risk at this point are transportation challenges. It says Houston also said that there was extensive damage to a section of CN rail track used by freight trains. And people not going to be able to get no food and other supplies coming up in there. That's what it seemed like to me is going on. Allegedly. There's some evil people running this world. They say section of CN rail track used by freight trains heading for the port of Halifax will contribute around $4.4 billion to Nova Scotia's annual economic output. This stuff happening all around the world and they thinking we stupid and dumb. A CN spokesman and some repairs will be delayed until water levels subsided. Once crews can safely complete their work, the track will be reopened. Spokesman Jonathan Abacasa said in a statement, Nova Scotia Power's outage map showed just over 2,000 customers. If they say 2,000, it means probably 2 million customers were without electricity on Sunday, down from around 80,000 at the height of the storm. The flooding was the latest weather-related calamity to pound Canada this year. Wildfires have set aside record and sent clouds of smoke into the United States. So they say. Allegedly. But that's what's really going on. People trying to kill us out here, allegedly. Anyway. They said wildfires have set aside record and sent clouds of smoke into the United States earlier this month. Heavy rains caused floods in several eastern U.S. states. Man, stuff continue to fold around us, man. My hearts and prayers go out to all those in Canada in these affected areas. But y'all, this is news for us to pay attention to. Man, don't take this stuff lightly. Don't think this stuff not going to happen over here. It's already happening over here. It's been happening over here. All this stuff is worldwide. We're dealing with global things. Same things people going through in other countries. We're going to be experiencing here if we're not experiencing it already. There's a lot of stuff going on with this weather, with the water, with the food, with our life, with the sun, with the air, with the animals. Nobody can seem to get a break. And this is why it's important for us to stay prepped up. You know, stuff like this happen, y'all. You can't go get food. You can't go. The water's nasty. So it's imperative to already have this stuff, have access to it right at your home, right near you. Also, we have ways of purifying that water, y'all. I can't iterate that enough. I'm going to say it every video if I have to. Because I'm telling you, you don't want to be without no water. You really don't want to be without water. You go a long time, enough without food. You know, I know if you're sick or whatnot, you need food on a daily basis. But you can stretch your food if you have even a short supply of food. But that water, things get tragic and traumatic real quick, real fast without it. So let's stay prayerful. Let's stay prepping. And y'all pay attention to that weather. Y'all go to my brother Weatherman Plus for that weather. I'm telling you, you want to keep your eyes on the weather these days. It's just as it's important. Just like we say our prayers every day as we should, you need to watch that weather. Please follow me on Patreon for real, raw, uncut, unfiltered content. Please support the Allegedly and the Good Luck t-shirts. All the proceeds go back into the channel. If you'd like to make a donation to this channel so I can continue these messages, please do so by way of Cash App or PayPal. All that information are in the description. Please get your survivalism gear from PurposeAnd.com. If you're looking for land in bug out areas, I have some for sale at least in Texas. And that's all. You can always go to PurposeAnd.com for that information as well. As always, watch this world, watch the weather. Smell your water, boil and purify your water before you use it. Just know these floods are happening in real time. And keep surviving. PurposeAnd.com.